All right. So thank you so much for joining once again. We're getting started real quick. Okay, thank you, Uno. So yes, I can see quite a number of people are yet to get a job in tech. Okay, Ashna, thank you. All right, awesome. Quite a number of people are yet to get a job in tech. So, but if you've gotten a job, you can give me a thumbs up, right? You're yet to get a job in tech. Just give me you've gotten a job, give me a thumbs up, right? So while we are getting to know each other on that level, I would love to know where you're joining from and the tech career path that you have, you know, gained skills in. Maybe you've taken a course. It can be boot camp, can be, anything. So what's the tech career path you've gained training in, and or where are you joining us from? All right. So I'd love to know this about us. So please use the chat. Okay. I think we have a message from someone. Let me check that. Okay, Charm Master doing data engineering. Yeah, hi Charm Master. I know you're already enrolled in the program. I remember you. Saidi, moving to the UK this September for business analytics and project management. I plan to sign up for data science and BA from September with Amdari. Amazing, amazing, Saidi. Santi, Santi, are you from Thailand? Right. So I watched a movie recently. It's titled Mad Unicorn. It's a Thai movie, right? And the lead actor in that movie's name is Santi. So I want to know, are you from Thailand? Is Santi a Thai name or something? You can use the chat, right? Just let me know. So Santi is joining from UK, course is data engineering, course in data engineering. Okay, Santiago. Okay, don't mind me. So I saw that movie and this person's name is Santi, right? Thailand. And it's a very recent movie. Mad Unicorn is the title. But it's good to know that you're Santiago instead of Santi. All right. Zainab, okay, sorry, Zohaib, joining from the UK, graduated in data analytics. Awesome. Zohaib. That's the first time I'm hearing that name, by the way. Ashna, I am joining from Ireland. I am studying computer science. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Ashna. All right. So please keep it coming, keep introducing yourselves. I would really love to know everyone who is joining us on the call today, right? So while we get started, you'll also get to meet me, but my name is already on the screen. So Dupe is joining from UK and she plans to join the project management program. Amazing. Thank you for joining us, Dupe. It's great to have every one of us on this call. So this session promises to be exciting and informative and interactive. So I would really love for us to interact with me using the chat, interact with me using reactions, right? That's the best way for us to have a conversation. So Barnabas is joining from Derby. Okay, he's doing his master's in data science. Thank you for joining us, Barnabas. Okay, so I mean the introductions are still coming in and everybody's still getting to know themselves. So let's get started while we are on that. So real quick, how the session is going to focus on how you can get or rather gain the skills and experience that will help you land high paying job in tech. And trust me, this is not another, typical training or this is what you should do. This is, we are going to take a look at strategies that really work because honestly, we have to do the work. We have to play our part, right? There is no magic behind any strategy beyond you just have to be very, very intentional, right? And committed. Those two things, intentionality and commitment, and honestly, a high level of discipline and maybe add obsession to the mix, right? And you will be able to really, really succeed based on everything I'll be sharing on this session today. And to be honest, it's something that has also worked for me, and I would love for everyone on the call to also, try it out. So this session is not going to waste your time. If you have any friend or family member or colleague that you feel would benefit from this session, they've taken a tech course, they are on graduate visa, and they should be here, please feel free to share this link with them. If you know anybody is also on visa sponsorship in healthcare, and they are planning to transition into tech. Please share this with them. You have friends, you have colleagues, you have family members. You know that this session will be very beneficial to. Do well to share this with them. Okay. So thank you once again for joining us. All right. Awesome. So now, real quick, okay, John, working on transitioning into data analytics. Thank you so much for joining us, John. So, like I mentioned earlier, this session is not going to be a bunch of fluff and things that never really worked, but things that would really work for you. All you have to do is to ensure that you do your part, right? You do your homework, and by homework I mean you play your part. What exactly are the things that you need to implement, or what are the things, what are the strategies that you need to um you know adopt, right? This is going to work. And what's that secret that really changed everything for me? I will also share that on this call today. So once again, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. Okay, not once again, I'm just introducing myself, right? So, but yes, I am. Okay, let's accept. Okay, yeah, people are joining in. So, we'll get to meet me better while we proceed in the session. So, essentially, at the start of this session, I asked us a question about what we are into, that's in tech, right? Are you just starting out in tech? Have you gotten a job in tech? And what aspect of tech exactly are you trying to get a job in? And quite a number of people have indicated, oh, I am still yet to get a job. They gave me a thumbs down, right? Those that have a job, they give thumbs up. I think just one person gave me a thumbs up. Every other person gave me a thumbs down, meaning you all are yet to get a job. So awesome. Thank you, Zohai. All right. So now Amdari is here for those of you that are yet to get a job. You've taken a course in tech, probably through tutorial videos online, probably boot camp, right? Or even during your MSc level, right? And you're yet to get a job. The purpose of starting Amdari is to help bridge the gap between what you've learned and what you should know how to do, right? Because at the end of the day, the industry expectation is what you can do, not what you learned. So, can you do something? Can you perform a task using this tool in your field? Yes, you can. Awesome. Oh, no, I can't. I only learned how to use it, but I've not used it to perform any task. Then that's where the issue comes in, right? So, have you used this tool to perform actual tasks that impacted businesses or that contributed, right, to a business? Have you done that? Yes, I have. Or some, no, I haven't. That's where the challenge is. People tend to struggle with landing a job because they do not have experience. A lot of us on this call also are either just relocating to the UK, or we are in the UK already. And there is one thing that is very common when it comes to landing a job in the UK. They want you to have local experience. Have you worked in an environment in this field? Now, okay, I'm a data analyst. Have you worked in a UK company as a data analyst? Have you contributed? Have you added value? Have you impacted the business, right? So these are things that they actually want to know. So how do you impact a business with what you've learned, right? And what you know? That's exactly what comes. That's where Amdari comes into the picture. So a lot of organizations will want you to have experience. We want you to have done something before they hire you. Now, you can't have all of that if nobody's going to hire someone who just, wrapped up their training and is trying to get a job. Because in most cases, the best that people have is either what they have, what they did during capstone projects, right? That's pretty much what most people have. Oh, it's just the project I worked on while I was taking my course or while I was taking my training and all that. So most times people have not exactly practiced what they've learned, and organizations want you to come on board with something that you've done before. Again, like I said, that's why we started Amdari. And I'll break that down properly as we proceed into the session. But let's focus on why we are here. And okay, Amdari is actually established by smart brains like Ifemena, someone with a wealth of experience working across the data ecosystem. And he has also been able to help over 8,000 professionals in tech transition seamlessly. Now, when I say transition, I am not referring to just you learning a skill. I'm talking about you getting a job. That's the form of transition I'm talking about. And he has helped. We're going to count the number of people that he has helped gain the skill, it's definitely over 8,000, right? So beyond just helping you get a skill, we are also very particular about helping you get a job in tech. And like I said, Adeza is also one of the co-founders at Amdari, and he also has lots of experience starting companies that really impacted a lot of professionals that are looking to transition into tech. And he has also done that with Amdari, right? And we are so proud of his impact in terms of the number of participants that he has helped transition seamlessly into tech. By that, I mean helping them get visa sponsorship jobs, helping them get proper jobs in the UK that would really help you, or even helping you become sponsorship ready, right? That's essentially what our founders are known for. And that's one thing that Amdari does effortlessly as well. And then we have me. I'm also a business and tech executive, one of the co-founders at Amdari, and I am very much passionate about anything that helps us add value to human capital. So anything human capital development, from internships to getting jobs in tech across the UK, US, and all of that, I am always very passionate about it. And as long as I can even use tech, right, to also make my own contribution, then I am fulfilled, right? And that's why the work that we got at Diary is very, very dear to my heart. So the session today, like I said, is going to be very straightforward. It is going to be, punchy, right? We're not going to waste time. We're not going to waste people's time. We're just going to be focusing on the harsh truth about breaking into tech in the UK, and also what you can do to land a high paying job, like the strategies that you can adopt. And of course, I have a bonus, a webinar only bonus for everyone on this call. So like I said, you have friends, you have colleagues, you have family members that can benefit from this session. Please reach out to them to join us, and it promises to be worth everybody's while. Now, what's the harsh truth about breaking into tech that you've discovered, being in the UK? You can type it in the chat. What's the harsh truth about breaking into tech that you have discovered? So you can type it in the chat and let me know, right? I would really love to read our thoughts. I would really, really love to read our thoughts. So what's the harsh truth about breaking into tech in the UK that you have discovered over time? I'll share mine, right? I'll share my thoughts, but I would love to hear from you. Now, one of the things that we realized is the fact that, recruiters care more about what you've built than what you've studied, right? They don't provide sponsorships in all contracts. Exactly, Zuhaib. Exactly. Every contract, every opportunity does not come with sponsorship, right? So the ones that come with sponsorship, how do you make yourself sponsorship worthy? It's like preparing yourself while waiting for that opportunity, right? John says most times it is knowing what to do. And I love the fact that you're on this call, John, because this session is going to really help guide you, right? It's going to guide you. It's something that we've experienced. That's why this is being shared. Adeza, for example, or rather, let me even speak for Ifemena. Ifemena, one of the co-founders, for example, went from doing menial jobs in the UK to landing a visa sponsorship job. What was that strategy that he used, right? How did I also go from being an intern to also being getting a C-level suite executive role in a company in the UK, right? What are those things that can be done? Trust me, having local experience from Nigeria, doing majority of my early days of career in Nigeria and all that, what exactly are those things that we did differently? And this is not just a textbook conversation. It's not a textbook conversation. It's actually something from what we have done. Another, hard reality about getting a job in the UK is the fact that you're not just competing with UK grads, you're competing with remote ready talent from around the world, right? We jumped on this call. I asked everybody to introduce themselves, and we have people joining from the UK, a lot of people joining from the UK. But bear in mind that every one of us is not originally from the UK, right? John Unduka, for example, I am sure is from Nigeria, but based in the UK. Santiago as well, right? So I think Santiago is joining from California, according to what he said. Yeah. So we have people joining from different locations. Okay, Santiago is joining from Colombia. Yeah. Right. So you can see that we have different people. So your Okay, no, no, no. He's joining from the UK, but from Colombia. So yes, I had to correct that. So as I was saying, right, you're in the UK as an immigrant, just like everyone on the call, and everybody is competing against themselves. Bear in mind that those you're competing against are also prepping themselves. They are not relaxed. So how can you make yourself that stand out professional, right? How can you make yourself that? And that was why I said what I said earlier about being sponsorship worthy. Are you worthy of that sponsorship? It's not a lot. In fact, right now it is very, very competitive, but some people are still getting it. What are they doing differently? Right? How are they doing it? And what can you do as well? And that was why I said at the start of this, it's not magic. Are you willing to do the work? Right? Because it's strategy. It's not magic, it's strategy. And this strategy is not backed by, any miracle or something. It's backed by dedication, commitment, and discipline. So if you're willing to do that, trust me, you will get a lot out of this session, because everything I'm talking about on this call is not something I read off a book. It's based on reality, like my journey into tech, right? And transitioning to the level that I am today. So I really urge us all to closely follow me, as I won't be wasting your time. Okay. So I always say something whenever I'm speaking to people, right? When you're applying to jobs, you're not applying to impress the recruiters alone. Because yes, you can succeed at impressing a recruiter, but another person has impressed them so well that they most likely would want to go ahead with that person, right? And it doesn't change their perception about you. They are still impressed with you. They still like you. Oh, you were so amazing during the interview. They loved how you told the story. They love the fact that you even understand maybe what the company needs and all that. But someone else has checked every box that you probably did not check. Maybe you didn't check the experience box, right? But you're such a good storyteller. You express yourself so well. In fact, the likability part really works for you. But someone else checked all of the boxes. So now their perception about you did not change because that person impressed them as well. But that person beat you to it because he checked every other box. So you are not competing with just anybody, but also people that are ready, people that are going all out. So that's one of the harsh realities, right? Another aspect is the fact that tech roles are real work, right? And it is evidence based, highly evident, and proof driven. So if you can't communicate, collaborate, or think critically, right, and you all you have to show is just, oh, I have a certificate, then your chances of getting a job is slim. So how do you make yourself uh worthy of getting a high paying job? How do you make yourself visa sponsorship worthy? That's just it. They are also taking a risk. They are gambling, right? When they want to sponsor you, they are taking a risk. So most times rejections are not from a personal point of view. It's just because they themselves are trying to play safe, right? Recruiters want to get it right. I want to like the first interview I have today, I just want it to be the right person. But we know it doesn't always go like that, right? So that's why I say it's not personal. Every recruiter also wants to get the right candidate from the first conversation, but it doesn't always happen like so. So when it doesn't happen like that, what do? You keep interviewing people and interviewing more. So until you get that person that convinces you. So how you make yourself that person is what you should be focusing on. And then another very harsh reality is that entry level roles are honestly always requesting you to have 1 to 2 years of experience. And they call it entry level, but it's very difficult to get in, right? And I would really like to know which of these best describes you, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, number one is I have taken multiple courses but no experience. Type one in the chat, right? I am on graduate visa and I need a tech nation reference. Type two. I need a job as soon as possible in tech. Type three. All right. I am working in care or survival jobs. Type four. Okay, so Santi goes with two options that best describe him. So yeah, you can even all four can describe you, right? So okay, awesome. Unduka, option four, same as Duta. Grishma, option 1 and 3, Uluwatosi, option 3, Abraham 3, awesome. Ojo 1, 2, and 4, great. All right. Um, Zohai 3, Luwazi 4. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. So you can see that everybody can relate to one or two of what I have here. Some people have taken courses yet to get experience. Some are working care jobs or menial jobs, right? Some people on the call are on graduate visa and they need technician, and you are in the right place. You are in the right place because these are things that Andari gives to you easy and fast, right? So what they don't tell you about tech hiring, we've looked at the harsh reality, right? What exactly goes on behind the scene, right? One thing that we are all familiar with in terms of common knowledge is you hear something like, oh, you need to learn in-demand skill, oh, you need to optimize your CV, oh, you need to build a portfolio and tailor your CV. We hear this in every training. But trust me, that's why I said something. What we will be discussing here is the harsh reality that we discovered after being on this path. And that is tech hiring is risk averse, not potential driven. What this means essentially is recruiters want to be sure that it is safe to hire you. Safe to hire you in the sense that you've done it before. You have value that you're bringing to the table, and they can see that through what you've told them in an interview. When you were painting the picture of where you worked, what you did, they're trying to play safe. They want you to come on board and hit the ground running from day one. If I am hiring you, for example, as a cybersecurity professional, and bear in mind that I am not a cybersecurity professional, right? I would need you to know your stuff because you're coming to handle an aspect of my business that I know nothing about, and I need a capable hand. That's where it comes, that's where the risk comes into the picture. So I am not willing to take a risk of hiring somebody that is also trying to still figure out this field. And you're still trying to figure it out because there is a lot you would learn on the job. Trust me. I believe everyone on this call, yes, you're transitioning into tech does not mean you've not done something before, right? You've worked in other industries, organizations, companies, and all that. You know what it means. Exactly. Thank you, Abraham. You know what it means to hire somebody that can hit the ground running from day one. Now, if that is the case, and I don't know anything about cybersecurity, and I'm hiring you, and we're both confused. I don't know what you're doing. You're also trying to figure it out. It's going to be a lot of mess. We won't be able to progress as a company depending on the aspect that we're bringing you in. So, how much more of saying I want to sponsor you, right? So, we need to look at things from a recruiter's perspective. What do they want? But it's not like some people cannot sponsor you or will not want to sponsor you, but are you worth that risk? Are you worth that investment, right? If you make yourself that candidate, trust me, it is easier to get visa sponsorship. Yes, the competition is still very tight. Yes, not a lot of organizations are giving, in fact, not a lot of organizations have that license to sponsor, right? But imagine somehow that opportunity falls on your lap and you're not ready or you're not worthy of that, you know, sponsorship, then it's no longer that you never got that opportunity, but you were not prepared or you were not, equipped for that. Or you get the point, right? So another thing is the fact that interviews test confidence more than technical skills. And I need to say something. I always say this whenever I'm having conversation with people. What the different stages of interview that we have is the point where you, or rather recruitment that we have, is the point where you submit your CV for the ATS to scan or the recruiters to review. Then you're giving assessment tests. Not a lot of organizations do assessment tests, but we have some that kind of do assessment tests. So your technical skill is tested at that point. The interview is where you go to sell yourself and your personality, who you are, and if you're very likable, it's easy for you to get the job. Now, I said something earlier about ticking all boxes, right? Imagine you didn't do so well in the technical interview, but you impressed them in the one-on-one interview, and another person actually nailed the technical interview and also impressed them in the one-on-one interview. They will go with that person. right? Because that person ended up ticking all boxes. That's why you need to take advantage, like total advantage of everything. Do not even play safe. I mean, you've invested so much in taking a course. You've invested, I mean, you took out of your time to be on this session today. That means something, right? That means whatever it takes, you're willing to do to just change the story from doing care jobs to getting something more stable, something more flexible, because flexibility comes with tech. But I'll be honest, right? Tech can be very stressful sometimes, right? Because of, oh, you might have a bug you have to fix. If you enjoy the process, you won't find it stressful. So that's one thing why I always say something. If you're about to pick a career path in tech, pick one that resonates with you, one that love to, make an impact. So one that you just love for whatever reason, right? Because at the end of the day, these roles will test you. So when it tests you, the fact that you love it, you love the outcome, you love that job, you love that work, is something that will keep you going. For example, being a software developer, you would have bugs. You would test it works. It's time to present it to the team. It messes up, right? You try to fix a bug for hours and it's just maybe a semicolon somewhere and you don't even know, right? One thing that keeps me going is the fact that I just love building websites. I love building digital products. And the outcome is something that gives me so much pride. Like, I did that, right? So you need to be sure that the career path you picked is one that you are very, very excited about. Like excited about, right? Oh, I love the outcome. As a data analyst, I love the fact that I get to design dashboards that tell stories, that that say something that nobody is seeing, right? I'm able to do analysis on our marketing and I'm able to point out things that are not working and things that we can do better. You enjoy that process. You go ahead to present your dashboard and the stories behind it and the fact that, oh, this is something you guys are doing that you can double down on. This is something that you guys need to teach because it's not working. You're creating, you're giving that insight. It's exciting for you. You love it. Trust me, when you stumble on challenges, it won't really, slow you down because it's part of it's part of the journey, right? To being an awesome data analyst. So technical, sorry, interviews actually test that level of confidence. Now, imagine you gained experience, you've worked as a data analyst, and you come into an interview. Trust me, you would have a lot of stories to tell. I just painted a scenario right now about the fact that, oh, you created a dashboard that tells the story, that tells that story, that creates this impact. And if the recruiter can see the level of joy that you have speaking about it, they can tell that you're passionate about that role. Interview can communicate that. It can communicate that you take initiative, that you are a problem solver. And all of this can only happen if you have gained experience. Because with experience comes working in teams, working with people. And working with people is the best way to develop your soft skills. Soft skills like communication, time management, stakeholder management, teamwork, right? Teamwork, and even taking initiative and solving, being a problem solver. And recruiters look out for key things like this because one person cannot build a company. That's why everybody needs a team. And there is a saying that your team is only as strong as the weakest person on that team, right? So everybody's looking out for quality people that they can add to their team, somebody that takes initiative, because the founders will need you to come into meetings, sharing ideas. Imagine you come in for an interview and you're telling me about the time that you guys had a meeting and you shared an idea that led to something transformational for the company, like growth wise, right? I would want to have somebody like you on my team because you just painted a scenario for me that is super amazing and it says a lot about you, right? So that's why interviews, when you get that chance, you need to sell yourself, right? Then many rejections happen before a human even sees your CV. That's, and of course we are very familiar with ATS. Now, if it's keyword not there, it's going to be very slim for you to get a call back. Why is that? A lot of times when we review CVs, we see people send in CV for the role of a data analyst, but I'm seeing things that you've done in the past that do not even or does not relate to this role. And I'm wondering, where exactly do I slot this person now, right? And I see another person's CV, well tailored, data analyst, everything punchy, metrics, um, impact, right? You worked in a company from this period to that period. I can see all of this. Obviously, I will go ahead because this looks more serious. The other one looks like a joke, right? Because I can see maybe sales rep in social company, but this is a but then the only thing that mentions you as a data analyst is the fact that you took a course, right? And you know how to use these tools, not what you did with the tool, not what, not the impact that that role had on a company. I don't see any of that. The same thing applies to the ATS when it is scanning your CV, right? It wants to see all of this. So you need to make sure that your CV is revamped to carry an actual experience that shows what you did, where you did it, and from what period to what period you did it, right? Now, what my first real experience taught me, so before I actually started working for my internship, I'd always mention internship because that was what launched me, right? That was my launch pad into tech, right? So my launch pad into tech is purely internship. Now, one thing that I realized before then was that, or not realized actually, I only had two tools in my tech stack, right? Like I said, I started out as a software developer, right? I only had two tools, CSS, JavaScript. I don't mention HTML because there's something in software engineering where they tell you HTML is not really a programming language, it's just a markup language. So I always just leave it out, right? But if I include it, that's three. So I only knew how to code with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript before my internship. And that's because they were the most popular. It didn't mean that they were the industry standard or what the best developers in the industries were using in the industry were using, right? It was just they were those tools were just popular, right? But we had the top guys in tech using Kotlin, using React, right? Using React or using Node.js, using different tools, right? So I was like, okay, so yes, I only knew how to use those two tools. Then I didn't know anything about stakeholders. Honestly, I had no idea what that meant, right? I also didn't know that there were other cross-functional teams I needed to work with as a software developer. But when I went in for my internship, I knew that I needed to work with a UI UX designer. My course did not tell me that. I promise you, my course did not tell me that. I realized I needed to work with a PM. My course did. I was just coding. I was just learning how to code and I was just coding. Oh, build this project today, build that. I was just going with vibes, right? So when I went in for my internship, my tech stack increased because I was challenged, right? I learned how to use Tailwind CSS. I learned React, right? I also learned PHP. Like the list goes on and on, even Kotlin, right? I attended my first tech meetup as a software engineer that period. So I networked with a lot of people in the industry. If I didn't go for that internship, I will not even know about. I didn't know there was something called meetup, tech meetup, right? That happened every year. I didn't know something that was called Google Developers Group. I didn't know all of that. Starting my internship exposed me to a lot from my mentors, pointing me to things, resources, industry news, right? Industry YouTube channels, people you should watch, people you should follow, the latest tool that organizations are hiring for. Okay, so sorry for that break in transmission. Please confirm that you can hear me and you can still see my screen. Thank you so much, Abraham and Santi and John. I don't know why. I really like the name Santi. All right. Okay. Thank you, Aki. Okay. So as I was saying, right? So yes, so I realized that there was so much more that I could learn, and my internship challenged me. I realized that I needed to work with a UI UX designer. They needed to design before I could do my work. I realized that I needed to work with a PM. They understand the business better and they would communicate why we are doing this and the requirements, right? And I realized that there was also something called presentation. You have built this landing page and agile, right? You don't need to build the entire website before anybody sees it. Once you're done building the landing page or once you're done pushing a particular feature, you can already present, right? So all of this opened my eyes to a lot, right? And I was like, okay, so that prepared me. Honestly, that prepared me. And communication was important because, like I said, I needed to work with a team. And the communication part, I learned the hard way because there is so much that comes when you don't communicate right. So when things, the fact that some things have to be in an email, because if there's no email trail, then you don't have a receipt that something was said or something was not said. It's going to be probably your word against your manager's word because he's saying he told you and you're saying I was not told. So a lot happened. So learning how to communicate was also something that one I learned the hard way, to be honest, right? Because it happened that it costs us some things. And that's why I always say that internships, it's always low risk. It's always low risk, right? So we need to also bear something in mind. Tech is a team sport, right? You can't work in tech alone. You can't work in isolation. That's why once you're done taking a course, please switch things up and move to, learning on the job, which means apply what you've learned to something. Find a team and work. If no organization is going to hire you yet, because you have not taken, because you don't have experience, then Amdari made it happen. We do not have to wait. We can make it happen. That's why we started Amdari, and I'll break that down shortly, real quick, rather. So, like I said, tech is a team sport, but most people just train. So, what's that strategy that really, really worked for me? I would like us to take a look at that. Now, I mentioned that I did my internship. That was the start of this journey for me, right? And then I had teammates. Now, one thing that happens with working in a team is the information that you don't have access to, someone has access to it. And this person is sharing this information or probably posted about it. And you're like, oh, okay, I'd like to apply for this. You're learning more about your industry. You're getting familiar with what goes on in your industry, right? And that was how I got introduced to industry leaders to follow, industry leaders to look out for, industry leaders to listen to watch, right? And these things might just sound, normal, it might just sound cliche, but as long as you know what you're looking for and you're committed in your career and personal growth, trust me, these things work. Now, let me tell you what I did. During my internship, after my colleagues either would say, oh, have you watched this video by this person? And I'll be like, who's that person? And I'll be like, he's a thought leader in software engineering, he's a thought leader in tech, not even limited to my field, by the way. He's a thought leader in data analytics, he's a thought leader in this field and all that. And I'll check them out and I'll follow them, right? Or probably watch a video that they posted or something that they said. And a lot will be learned from these people. And then I found one that was very, very inspiring for me. And I sent this person a DM and I said, I will like you to mentor me, right? That was where I started applying for mentorship. I checked out his page, what he's doing, amazing work. And I sent him a DM. I would like you to mentor me. But after I typed in that message, his company is in the UK, right? That was me doing internship in Nigeria, already shooting my shot, like above and beyond, right? So I sent him a DM and I said, I would really like you to mentor me because I know who I want to be and I knew where I wanted to get to. And I always say something with successful people, right? There is always a pattern. One thing I do that I find fascinating every time, I don't know if anyone else does it, right? If I see you thriving today, I will go down your page Like I'll scroll down just to see how you started because I always love humble beginning stories. I believe we all didn't start out being perfect, being experts and all that. We had to learn and we had to grow. So I would always, yes, you are big now, but I want to know your story. Like I want to, and maybe you don't have a video online that is telling your story, but trust me, your page will tell the story that I need. And I just want to be motivated by awesome and great people. And I'll scroll down their page, and there is always a sign that this person will do more because it's either they're already talking that way, the mindset shift has always been there, right? So there is always a sign that it's always there somehow. So, and every time I would still say, I knew it. It doesn't just jump on you. Yes, you might start little when you had little resources, when you were still in your country or something, but because you had that mindset from day one, you chased like you were disciplined and you were laser focused, most likely, and you were just going that way. Like, okay, this is the path. And that was how I did it for me as well, right? So I sent this person a DM. I'd like you to mentor me. He owned an edtech company in the UK, right? And then I said, after typing, I'd like you to mentor me. The next thing, before I left the DM, I was like, oh, I would love to work with you, for you, rather. I would love to work for you. If you have an open slot, I'm a software developer. I have done this, I have done that. But I recently took a digital marketing course. I got my certificate yesterday. I was very sincere. I told him, I haven't done anything, but I am doing my internship right now. And he said, would you like to intern with us? That was it. So I went from being an intern in software engineering to getting an internship with a UK company. And trust me, that internship quickly switched up to a full-time employment after 2 months. Just 2 months, because I gave value on that job. It became a full-time employment just after 2 months. That was the journey, right? And you can see my process of application. I intentionally created this just for us to see that everybody has a unique path. And I don't want to come and tell the story of, oh, I applied to jobs, I did my CV like this. I don't want to tell that story because that's not my own story. I want you guys to understand my own story because it works in different ways for us. Now, after I started working, my I relocated, sponsored by the company. I promise you, I relocated, sponsored by that company, right? And after that, that relocation, again, like I said, when you give value, they would see you as an investment. They won't see you as, oh, okay, this or oh, okay, that. It is always like that. So you need to give value. Now, after that job, right, application for mentorship landed me my first job. And my second job was through LinkedIn. I was posting. I did not apply. I didn't know this company. It was owned by a German Nigerian woman. I didn't apply. I didn't know they were hiring. I just posted. I was just posting. And at that point, I had transitioned from being a software developer or even digital marketer to being a project manager. Why? Because being a project manager, you would need to, or rather product manager, you would need to work with a software developer. You need to work with product marketing teams. You need to work with, and I was like, I have this background. I've worked as a software developer. I've worked as a digital marketer for 2 years because I worked for 2 years with that company that, helped me move from my location back then. And I had I had gained every experience I needed. So I transitioned into product management. And after I transitioned into product management, it was very, very easy for me to land that job because I was posting like a thought leader. I was posting like a specialist, not somebody that has not done anything or somebody that is looking for a job. I honestly was not looking for a job at that time. I wasn't, but you know something about being prepared even before you realize that you need to take the next step. So I say something, run before anything chases you, right? So that's my mantra. So before I even feel like I need something or I need to make this move, I'm already pushing myself. I'm already taking this step. So by the time I would realize I need it, it's either I've already gotten it when I didn't even really need it. Like, I'm not be like, oh my God, thank God for that, because how would I have done even from getting an apartment to, it's very expensive to say you've moved to a new city, you don't have a family member there and all that. How do you pay for your apartment on a salary like this or something like that, right? So I moved to six figure after the job that came from LinkedIn was the one that moved me to six figures, right? So I was just posting like a specialist, not as a clueless person. Oh, I'm looking for a job or something. No, I wasn't posting like that. And I was posting things that I learned out of curiosity. I would go online, watch people's video on my life as a product manager, a day in my life as this. I wanted to see what you're doing. A day in my life as a product manager at Google, a day in my life as a product manager in Apple. Those were the people I was watching, right? Even if it's not a famous company, you're also a smart person. I want to learn from you. You have a content about it, I am watching you, right? So I would go ahead, watch them, and I was learning some terminologies. Remember, because I hadn't gained experience, I didn't know what I would do on the job. So you cannot cheat the process. You need to know what is done on the job to prepare yourself. Now, what helped me was my experience coming as a software developer that worked already with a team and a PM, and my curiosity that was driving me to now work on projects. And I was posting all this on LinkedIn. And this recruiter sends me a message. Hi, so we are looking to hire a product manager, but a junior role. It was a junior role, but trust me, it was still six figure. It was life changing for me. Apparently, their senior product manager was leaving the company, so they had agreed to do like contract. Since she was leaving, they would hire a junior product manager that she can train on the job. So you can't cheat the process. I got the job through LinkedIn, but I was trained by the lead, so it was like an internship approach. But the only thing that made me get the job was I sold myself during the interview. I had the technical skill as a developer, and I told them something. Even when the developers are delaying, I can do the job. I can jump on board. That's an extra hand. And I was like, I sold myself. Let me just, I don't want to go into detail. So that was how I got it. And my next job was through a referral from someone I met here on this first job this first job. And honestly, so I right now I don't search for jobs anymore because I mean working as a co-founder, I won't need to, you know. So what am I trying to say, right? The journey for me has just been like this: mentorship, internship, mentorship, continuous learning. That's just it. So internship is very important. And if you're committed, if you're willing to go all out, if you're disciplined, right? Again, with a little bit of obsession in between. Because the reason why I'm saying that, if the role is exciting for you, you would not feel like you're working. If it's exciting, even the code that is really messing up your mind right now because of a bug that you can't even figure out, like, where is this bug coming from? Even that would really not break you, right? So that's one of the things that I really want us to understand. So how I became a global talent, I built my portfolio. I got UK work experience and I shared my impact on LinkedIn. I did not have to apply to hundreds of jobs. And I am not saying in between all of this, I never applied for once in my life. I did. And even just that one was at the intersection of when I was the job I got from LinkedIn. I was working with them already and all of that. But then I saw this job. It was a very nice offer and all that. And then I applied. I got to the last stage of the interview, but I wasn't picked because I had no experience working in fintech. Not because, so you see what I was saying about being like having a vast, just ticking all boxes. Don't let me say even vast or anything. Ticking all boxes. And this recruiter says, we have fallen in love with you. I can't forget that line, right? You so see the fact that you're coming on board with SEO knowledge, because remember what I said about working as a digital marketer. So working as a software developer, digital marketer, PM, and all that, I was packed. So I was bringing so much to the table, except experience working with fintech. That was what broke it. So the man was like, so we have two of you at this final stage, and the other person has experience working in fintech. If you have experience working in fintech, we will go with you over the other person. And I told them because I didn't have experience working in fintech, right? I had not worked in any company in fintech. That was the only company I ever applied for. And I was close to getting it. I would have gotten it if I had experience working in fintech. We cannot cheat the place of experience. That's the essence of everything I've been saying. So my journey internship was very, very instrumental internship, consistent learning from mentors, from people who have done it, and all that, it really shaped me, right? So I would say I did internship twice, right? As a software developer and as a PM. Now, 98% of aspiring tech professionals train solo. And then we get caught up in that loop of watching videos, tutorial videos. I only took a course once. I promise you, I took a course once, right? And immediately I felt, I don't think I know enough, but I don't know how or from where. I just knew that I needed to switch up how I was learning. I knew that I didn't need another course. I did not need another no, because I've watched YouTube videos. By the way, I didn't pay for a course in my own case. It was YouTube I used. Honestly, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, right? So I watched these videos, and I've seen everything I should see, but I can't say I know what I should know. I can't say I have confidence. I was, imposter syndrome was there. I was doubting myself. Do I even know what goes on? I need a space. That, like, I just knew that I needed somewhere. Like, I need a place to go apply what I have learned. I need somewhere. I need to go somewhere. And I reached out to a friend of mine that was so big on everything tech, computer science, and all that. And I was like, please, I know you know people in tech. Do you know any company where I can intern? That was the birth of my first ever internship, right? So I sent him this message. Do you know anywhere where I can intern? And this is, he says yes, that he will send me the details and everything. And I went there, I interned, which is, I've already shared that, right? So, sorry. So, like I said, I didn't get caught up in that loop of continuous learning. I honestly just had to like switch things up. If I say I should take another course, it is still going to be the same thing this person has said. Yeah, maybe you're saying your own differently, but it's still code like this, right? This code like that. Is there anything else I need to learn in CSS? Is there anything else I need to learn in Java? I have watched all these videos, right? And if I don't even practice, I'll keep forgetting. But the only things I can practice with is, oh, create a calculator feature. Oh, create this, create a landing page, create a form. There should be more to this. I mean, what would lead me to building a website like this? What would make me build this? I needed to know all this. And honestly, that was why I applied. I knew that I needed to switch up how I learned. Learning on the job was the only answer to my problem. And that was where I got to work as a software engineer. Now, imagine yourself as a BA, right? Working in a real world scenario. You get to work with a PM, you get to work with a UI UX designer, you get to work with a developer, stakeholders, analysts, data analysts, right? Or even data scientists. You get to work with actual deadline. You get to work with even cybersecurity professionals, right? Or anything compliance related. Let's say you guys want to, you know, you also get actual client feedback. So you are in an actual work, there is meeting, stand-up meeting, drop-in sessions, everything like that, that really drives you up and do better. So there is a lot that comes with working in an actual work environment, right? So switching up how you learn, switching up your mode of learning is the only way you can feel like you're making progress. But if you take a course today, take a course tomorrow, it's just you listening to different people pass the same message, but in different ways, right? Because this is it, this is it. But internship will help you know other tools. Trust me, you will think you've found or discovered everything until you work under the leadership of someone or you work with another teammate. I would say this always. There are some team members that I wonder where they get information from. They know about this fellowship. They know about that sponsorship. They just know. And I'll be like, is there a group that you belong to? Because you're also always posting about this. You're either taking advantage. I would either see you've got on this you've gotten this sponsorship. How do you get this information? There are people that just have all of this, right? So I would always wonder, so if you don't have people like that, you will not have information. You need to have a circle of professionals. That's your network, and you can only build that if you work in an actual work environment. And I mentioned that my first ever meetup was as a result of working in a company during internship, right? And guess what? I was one of the speakers during that period, because during my internship, I took advantage. I'm not going to lie. Like, it felt like this 6 months is the only 6 months I have ever to make a to make a mark, to make an impact, to just make an impression. So I took advantage. I didn't know that that was communicating something to my bosses back then. And they said, oh, so would love you to speak at this event. I was like, this is my first ever meetup. I've never attended one in my life. I don't know what happens there. I don't even know how it's done. I don't think I can. And my boss was like, you can't or you won't. And these two statements, they meant something. It was very strong. I was like, I can't or I won't. I actually can. So can I say I won't? I couldn't say I won't, right? So I said I can. So he said, okay, so that means you won't. I said, no, that's not what I'm saying. So that he said that then that means you're going to do that. So yeah, go prepare, pick a topic, speak about it, and all of that. And I was like, what? So apparently he has been watching me and he felt I had the capacity to speak at an event, and that was really the start of the whole thing for me. So it's very important for us to take advantage anywhere, any day, anytime, right? So if you're to apply to a job right now and then you're asked, this is a question to all of us, right? I would really like us to this, right? If you're to apply to a job today, for example, and you're asked to show what you've worked on in the past, just type in the chat what you would show them as it relates to the tech career path. If you don't have any, just type I have none, right? Or if you have, if it's a capstone project, type it. If you actually worked on a project with a company in that capacity, also type it, right? I just would like to know. So if you're asked in an interview, it's okay to say you don't have, by the way, in the chat. I mean, this is between us, right? This is just between us. So it's okay to say that you do not have if you don't have any. So if you're asked in an interview to show what you worked on or to talk about what you worked on, what is that project? What is that task? What is that problem that you helped solve that you will talk about? If you have none, just type none in the chat. If you have one, just say, if it's a capstone project, when you took a training, you can type it as well. And if it's an actual project with a company that you probably interned with or something, just type it. So I have my eyes glued to the chat. I don't see anybody typing yet, right? I would really love for you guys to indulge me. Like I said, this session is meant to be engaging, right? Am I on the call alone? Okay. Haruna says none. Park says none. Okay. Olurotimi says none. All right. Oluwatosi says I worked on a project on developing a website for a medical company. Awesome, Mustafa. In what capacity? Is this project manager? Just type it. Awesome. Thank you. So yes, just keep it coming, right? So we actually have different stages of job rejection or application rejection and all of that. Okay, awesome, Uluwatosi. So we have different stages of rejection, from the stage where you apply and you're hoping that you get a call back, to the stage where probably you're ghosted. Thank you, Said. To the stage where you're probably ghosted, to the stage where you get we had to go with someone else. We have different stages, and these different stages comes with messages like, we regret to inform you, right? Or you need UK work experience. Different reasons for every stage. Or you don't have a team-based project. Or we loved your passion, but we went with someone else. Different reasons for different rejection stages, or so whatever the case may be, you need to look for ways to make yourself. Okay, let me see. Santi says, personal projects during my training for money handling, useful in my own life. Also want to organize verbs and nouns in different languages. Okay, all with SQL Server. Amazing. I love the fact that Santi attached the tool that he used, right? So that's one thing we need to bear in mind. Most times, if you're able to also add the tool that you used in the process of doing or performing a task, it will be nice. So now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you all to, let me know how confident you are in these areas that I'm going to call out, right? So working in a team, if you've worked in a team, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in the skill that you developed as a result of working in a team? Just type it in. Using real world tools as well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? So Santi said something about using SQL Server, right? Okay. So speaking about your experience in an interview also, and presenting or solving problems collaboratively. So we are putting all this together and we are rating you as such, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, Musharraf says 5, Akin says 7, Santi says 7. Ashna says 5. Oluwatosi says 8. Awesome. Am I seeing -7, John? John, is that -7? I have a training in project management with TriTech, okay, or TriTech. Therein, I worked on a project developing a platform for a hotel reservation. I worked particularly as a PMO, awesome. But I'm seeing, okay, it's 7. All right, Park says 5. Abraham says, okay, Qualis and Nessus vulnerability scanner 8. Okay, cybersecurity. Adekemi 6, Ash Winnie 5. Awesome. Thank you all so much. So it's great to know that our confidence level is very great, right? So, and I believe we're all sincere because sincerity is nice. So yeah, so if your score is less than 5, you do not need any other course. Honestly, what you need is work experience, right? You don't need to take more courses. You need to jump on work experience because, like I said earlier, most times we get caught up learning and learning and learning, but we need to switch things up. And switching things up is the best way to learn because you're learning on the job, you're learning with people, and you're learning from people, right? So it really helps a lot. Now, what are those strategies that you can adopt or apply to land high-paying jobs in tech? You need to position yourself as a specialist, not a generalist. I said something earlier about the job I got through LinkedIn. This job was only gotten because I posted as a specialist in product management, and I was contacted by the recruiter or by the HR manager, right? And it was a life-changing role for me because that was the first time I got a six-figure role. And the best way that you actually get high-paying roles, you need to understand that you have to be niche focused. You have to speak to your competence, you have to speak about what you do, your field and all from a place of competence. Because when they see that level of thought put into what you do and everything, they would be able to trust you to do the job. And honestly, when you push yourself that way alone, you're seen as a self-motivated person. And the best set of people to have on a team are self-motivated people, right? So if you also create, you also need to create proof of work, right? Proof of work, but a lot of people do that. So how do you create one that is hard to ignore? You must not leave skills alone. You need to show outcomes. When Santi typed what he has done, he told me what he used in doing it, SQL Server, and I said something about it, right? The best way for you to stand out is to add more, right? When telling your story, the tools, the solution, really make it like a brag doc, right? Like a brag document. Talk of, even if it's a little win, you don't know who would stumble on that little win, and that would mean something, right? So you need to build a portfolio with results and metrics. You need to put yourself out there. You need to, something hard to ignore. Everybody is doing something, does not mean you can't stand out. So how can you sell yourself in such a way that you stand out? You also need to treat recruiters as clients, not saviors, or like, oh, please have mercy on me, I'm looking for a job. Please, no. You go in to negotiate because you are that good, right? You have the skill, you have the competence, this is who you are. That confidence alone would help you know that, yes, indeed, you deserve this, right? So when you have that level of confidence, it's easy for you to go in to negotiate, right? And not to treat the recruiter like, oh, okay, please have mercy, I need a job, please hire me, and all that, right? So don't beg recruiters for jobs. Don't make recruiters feel like they are doing you a favor. You are bringing something to the table, right? So you should be able to go in to negotiate. And how do you do that? Honestly, you can sell yourself, shoot your shot. You can send an email. I mentioned how I sent a DM to somebody that I saw. I won't call him a mentor because at that time he was just someone I admired, right? And I requested for him to be my mentor. But still there in the DM, I didn't delete the message for mentorship. I just said, oh, I would like to work for you, right? You don't know if they have opening. Trust me, they had opening at that time. And thank God I mentioned the digital marketing aspect because that was what they had opening for, right? And that was what I was like, I am taking it because where will I get a job that will take me out of my present environment, right? And put me in a better space where I can even do well, thrive better, and grow from there. So I took the job. It was my one-way ticket. Honestly, it was my one-way ticket. And it is still, it's like that till date. Like it's still like that. So I sold myself, I reached out. So you need to also know how to do that. Create a mini case study project or a deck or something, or just send them an email with that. You can check out their company. There might be like an available public data. Use that. You know your field, you know the capacity you want to go in as. So use that to your advantage. Then you also need to join inner circles, not just searching for jobs on job boards and everything like that. What are the inner circles? The best and easiest way to find yourself in an inner circle is to either have a team, to join communities. Most times these communities are easily joined through people that we know, either from a job that recommend you for, that lets you know what I said about, oh, it's a company I used to work for. There was a lady there that just knows about the next available opportunity here and there and all that, and I had to apply. So you need to take a look at, okay, what are those available opportunities, right? So the best way is to have people that will share this information with you. And you can't build a professional network if you're learning in silos or working in silos. You need to find a community, you need to find people. Internship makes it easy. Then reframe experience as evidence, right? What you've done is evidence of what you can do and what you can bring to the table. That was just what I was saying earlier. Recruiters will trust you when you paint a picture of what you've done before and how that translates to impact for them if they bring you on board. You also need to stop asking how you can get hired, but how you can be needed. Just make yourself that professional that is in demand, that will be sought after, right? You've learned an in-demand career path. Be an in-demand professional also, right? So position yourself, work on projects, take on opportunities that would really help you stand out. Now, internships and real world exposure are the new differentiators. I've mentioned it, it was one thing that really, did the trick for me, set me apart, really did the trick, and I was able to land the job. And it exposed me, gave me confidence. I worked on relevant projects, and that really, really meant something for me. Now, we're wrapping up real quick, right? We're wrapping up real quick. So, what's that internship program that you can join for? Definitely the Amdari Internship Work Experience Program, right? So this internship program has been built to help you thrive. So if you're in a career path like data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC analysis, GRC, or ethical hacking, this is perfect for you. You can definitely take advantage. And I know that at the start of this session, I had asked us, oh, what career path are you interested in? What career path are you in? And all that. And we all mentioned the different career paths that we are currently in. Now, the first thing for you to get started, you all have taken that step, is to know the skills and technology you want to learn, right? Then what are the opportunities that exist? If you find yourself in the career paths that I listed already, you are in you're good, right? Because these career paths are in demand. Recruiters are hiring for it. But if you're struggling to get a job, maybe there's something you've not done yet, and we would help you get that done, right? So what's the required level of experience? What's the employability skills needed to get the job? And how do you move from searching to having that job exactly? Now, for data analytics, for example, our internship program covers a lot of tools, right? From Tableau to SQL to Power BI to Excel, and just to mention a few, even ChatGPT, how you can use it and all. And then some of the tools that you also learn as a data science intern at Amdari would be SQL, Tableau, AWS, Azure, GCP, Excel, to mention a few. The same thing for data engineering. You get to work with Python. So now you're not just learning them, please. You're using them to solve real world problems from our business partners, right? So you also get to work with AWS, GitHub, GCP, PySpark, to mention a few. And the experience level needed, as you can see on my screen, for a data scientist is for you to have data visualization experience, data modeling experience. All of this is beyond what you learned. It's what you've done, right? So they want to see what you have done exactly. That's the whole essence. So the same thing applies for business analysts. These are the tools you'd work with. You'd work with Trello, Jira, Draw.io, Lucid Charts. You work with Miro, Power BI, Notion, to mention a few. You would, for project management, you'd also work with ClickUp, Jira, Trello, Confluence, PowerPoint. Um, you'd also work with, what's it called now? Notion, right? And Slack. Okay. So for sub analysts, you would work with Splunk, you would work with Microsoft Defender, you work with Nessus, you work with Autopsy, you work with Wireshark, to mention a few. And the same thing applies for ethical hacking. So these are career paths under specializations, rather, under cybersecurity. You work with Metasploit, Nikto, Nmap, and Kali. Yeah, just to mention a few. Even Wireshark is also here for ethical hacking. And for GRC, you work with Excel, you work with Linus, you work with privacy tools as well as OpenGRC, to mention just a few. In the course of this internship, you will not just be learning these tools, you're using them to make impact on actual businesses, live servers, real companies, real problem, real-time business challenges, and all that. Now, how are we delivering this value? It's simple. We equip you with technical skills, with employability skills. Now, we assign projects to you from our business partners. You work on this project. When you work, you're assigned the project during project briefing. I'll be taking questions real quick. You're assigned this project during project briefing, and you come together as a team to work on solving that problem. You're not working in isolation. A BA analyst at Amdari, for example, can work with PMs, data analysts, UI UX designers, project managers. It goes on and on. The same thing for data analysts. You're not working in isolation. And you also have stakeholders you're reporting to, right? So the internship is very robust, and I would like to show us something that really even helps you track your internship journey. It's exciting. I'd love to show us that. So you come together, work on the project. Some projects can take 2 to 3 weeks, right? Depends on the scope of that project and the complexity of that project. You work on the project as a team, and bear in mind, your presentation is not until you're done. There are some mini presentations that you will do as you're executing the project. You guys would have stand-up meetings. The internship is from Mondays to Fridays. You can dedicate at least 1 hour of your time in a day to work on your project. But on the days you have meetings, you all would have to agree on a time that works for you. So majority of the interns that we have at Amdari are career switchers. So we always encourage that, you know what, you guys select a time that works for you. So they typically pick nights because they will be done from work by then. So nighttime for their meetings might be 8 p.m. BST, it might be 7 p.m. It depends on the time that works for your team. It's not imposed on you. You all have to agree and say, this is the time of working with. So you have meetings twice in a week or 3 times. It cannot be less than 2 times, right? It cannot be less than 2 times. It can be twice, it can be 3 times, depends on your team. And you have a team lead, so you're not working alone, right? You're not working in isolation. And you also get to present to stakeholders after you work on projects, right? So this project that you have worked on, it's not what we add to your CV. So we don't make things up on your CV. We don't cook things up on your CV. It is actually what you've done, the impact you've made, the solution you prepared, right, that we put on your CV. Bear in mind, this is something you can defend. This is something you can talk about. Now, your CV is not something that you get to your CV is not something that you get to just, put anything on it. It's something that we always just make sure that it reflects the actual work you've done. And you can have your CV revamped from your 6th week of internship, not when you're done, not at the end of the day, right? So you can have it on your CV. You can request for CV revamp from the 6th week, from the fifth week, seventh week, it depends, right? Because a lot of times people would always ask, oh, do I need to be done with the internship before I get a CV revamp? Do I need this? Do I need that? You don't need to be done, because we have people that have gotten jobs even while going through the program. And I would really love to play a testimonial video for us real quick on that, right? So you revamp your CV with that, and we also optimize your LinkedIn with what you've done. So you also get to have interview prep sessions. It's like a mock interview session where there is an actual role play with external HR professionals and yourself, and you're interviewed on the call. You're giving feedback on what you've done well. Oh, you sold yourself so well. You used the SEAT approach. It was amazing. Oh, you could have done, better in this area and all that. You didn't talk about the tools that you used in solving the problem. You didn't talk about, feedback that would prepare you for the actual interview. So the mock interview session happens every Thursday. Every Thursday comes along with the mentorship session. So one thing that has helped our interns to thrive is the fact that they work on cross-functional projects with cross-functional teams. They also mastered industry relevant tools, right? And they've worked on 8 to 10 projects. So if you're coming in for 6 months internship, you would work on 8 to 10 projects. And if you intern for just if you're coming in for 3 months intern, you get to work on 6, or rather 4 to 5 projects, right? So the internship again is, you can come in for 3 months, you can come in for 6 months. It depends on how you want to, have it. You also receive UK reference letter from us. And if you need Technation also, Technation reference, we also make that available, right? So we provide you with reference that you can use in backing up your claim of what you've done and the impact that you have made, right? And you have a free portfolio website. So I will be playing a video for us real quick. So Toby, I sent you a message. If you're on this call, please check. So I want to quickly play a testimonial for us so we can see the impact that we have had on interns that we have. So if you have questions, you can start raising your hands, because I'll take questions real quick. So we have quite a number of people that have benefited from this program, and this program has helped a lot of people land jobs. This is a message from someone who is still undergoing the program. His name is Adewumi, and he's sending a message to his team lead. He says, "Good evening, it's Adewumi. I just wanted to give you heads up. I won't be able to join the drop-in sessions or participate fully in projects. I have finally landed a job and I am to resume upper next week. The first few weeks would be so busy, and hence I might not be able to participate in projects, but you would still love to participate, right?" Yeah. All right. So also, I would love to connect you with professionals. I would love to connect with you professionally. It's my first cybersecurity job. So if something comes up, so you can see that this person only got a job in the course of his internship, first cybersecurity job in that capacity. This is another person that came in for 3 months, and he's saying, I am thinking of extending my internship to 3 to 6 months because I like the projects we worked on and the proposed projects, right? So that's how this program has been really impactful. So Robson, please reference from which company did you mention? So you get reference letter from Amdari, right? And if it's Technation, you get it from our partner company, right? So you get reference letter from Amdari, definitely. I hope that answers it for you. So to enroll, we have quite a number of testimonials. Like I said, I'll play a testimonial for us real quick from one of the people that got a job. So yes, so to enroll, the next cohort is starting on August, right, 9th of August. So if you would love to take part, we also have, so enrolling now, for example, will give you access to a free crash course. You take courses for free while preparing to start in August, right? It's only available for those who will be enrolling within the next 24 hours, because we also have a discount going on right now. Now, these are things we get: CV revamp and review, LinkedIn optimization, mentorship session, career coaching, interview prep session, reference letter, right? And also on the job support. Our CV revamp is equipped, or rather filled with things that you have done, not things that, oh, okay, this is what I learned, or we just made things up for you. That's not the case. So please, if anyone has any further questions for me, Feel free to type it in the chat as I will be taking questions real quick, as I mentioned earlier. So please type in your questions in the chat, just like Robson did. All right, and I'll be taking questions real quick. Okay, so yes, Oluwatosin, I'll come to you shortly. So like I said, the next cohort is starting on the 9th of August. If you will love to take advantage, the best way to do so is to enroll, because we have a discount going on right now. And these are samples of projects that you can work on. So these are projects that our interns have worked on the program. So yeah, these are projects they worked on. So for data analytics interns, they worked on a project on optimizing order fulfillment, a data-driven approach to eliminate backlogs with an Excel interactive dashboard, right? And you can see that they used Excel for this particular project. For this project, they used PostgreSQL and Power BI, and you can see what the project is about. Every project is for business partners. Every project is for business partners. So all these projects come with different industries. It's not limited to one industry. Haruna says, okay, before Haruna, what is the cost of the program? I'll get to that, Barnabas, real quick. Haruna says, I'm interested in cybersecurity and have no knowledge about it. I want to transition into tech. Okay, Haruna, I'll come to you right now. And Dari has a pre-learn platform, right? So apologies, please. Just reaching out to my colleague real quick. So yes, so these are the projects I work on. This is another one, fraud risk intelligence analytics implementation for Verita Assurance Limited. This is a company that they worked on this project for. This is the tools they used here was Google Sheets, Power BI, and PowerPoint, right? So it goes on and on. This is for data science, where they worked on this MedOptics AI project. It's for this company. The company name is MedOptics, right? MedOptics AI. So it's a personalized treatment optimization in European healthcare. You can see the project here. This is another one, a real-time energy load forecasting system for grid flux energy, right? This is another one, AI-powered university course advisor chatbot. So it goes on, and you can see the tools that they use. This one was TensorFlow and Git. This one is a little bit tiny. I can't read out the tools there. So that's for data science, right? For data engineering, you can also see what we have here. Designing a scalable cryptocurrency data pipeline using Azure Blob Storage. It goes on and on, just to, not take too much of our time. This is another one for business analysis, integrating a centralized customer feedback system, right? Okay. So I'll get to that for project management again, Robson. So yes, so this is for business analysis, product performance analysis of subscription plan in a fitness app. You can see the company. You can see their app right here. Right, you can see the company. So these are real projects for real companies, not random project, practice projects. No, that's not the case. Every project has a business case study. So this is for project management. This particular project was on stakeholder management, right? For Phoenix Tech CRM, right? This is another one, initiation and planning of a digital expense management system at Suit Consult. That's the company name. This one is pivoting at midstream, managing their scope and shift. So, sorry, the name of company is Distrex. That's their name. So it goes on and on. This is another one. So I'll show us the tools again, Robson, just like you asked. Then this is for SOC analysis, where they work on projects on strengthening infrastructure resilience, vulnerability assessment, and patch management of engines and Linux servers, right? And analysis of a suspicious internal email with possible business email compromise, and you can compromise indicators. And we also have, and you can see the tools that they used here. Threat intel feeds, that's what they used here. This one they used Nesor scanning tool, Ansible. They also used OpenSSH server, and you can see the framework. The time frame. So this one is for 3 weeks. So like I said, 3 weeks or 2 weeks, depending on the project scope, right? So yeah, moving on. This is for SOC analysis as well. So it goes on and on. Let me move on to the next. This is another one for GRC, which is on phishing campaign exercise, right? This one is on what's it called? Internal cybersecurity risk assessment at Brooksteed Interiors. It's an interior company. Yeah, this is Medicare, right? And their own is on integrating assessment in inventory and vulnerability management rather. So it just goes on and on, the projects and everything that you work on. This is for ethical hacking. So it goes on and on. And the enrollment fee for 3 months internship is originally £500. But if you're looking to enroll, you can secure your spot today. We have a discount running, £390, and you can pay in 3 installments. That means you can pay £130 today, pay £130 next month, pay £130 the following month. If you're interested in going in for 6 months internship, you can secure your spot with £150 for first installment. So what am I saying? The original fee is £900, but we have a discount running for the next 24 hours, and it's £750. So you can pay £150 today, £150 next month, and £150 for 5 months. So it's 5 months payments, right? So it is very flexible, and it comes with a reference letter. If it's technician reference you want, you get that. If it's work reference letter, we have a lot of people on the program that have gotten jobs, and I would love to play one video for us real quick, right? So I see some messages in the chat. I see some messages. I'll come to that right now. Let me just quickly play this video from Damilola. It's just a 2-minute video, just 2 minutes. So if you'll be securing your spot, the payment link is what I'll drop in the chat right now before I play the video. So the payment link is what I'll drop right now. The video is just 2 minutes. Can we extend the discount dates? Okay, Akin, yes, I'll note your name down, and definitely we can extend it. But we might not be able to extend it for too long, right? But I'll note your name down, Akin. Okay, so when you click on the payment link that I dropped in the chat, right, you will be redirected to this page. So let's come to this page. So this is the enrollment center. Once you click on the enrollment link that I shared, you will be redirected here. You can see all the programs with their duration. Select the program you're going for and the duration that works for you. So in this case now, let's say you want to go for data analytics 3 months, or you want to go for data science 3 months, or whichever the program you're going for, right? You're going to click on secure spots, just as you see right here. Just click on secure spots, and you'll be redirected to this page. Let's hold on, page is loading. Okay. Still loading, by the way. So you'll be redirected to the payments page where you can secure your spot. But we'll come to that. It's taking a while to load. Okay, it's coming up right now. So yeah, let me share the tab real quick. So let's say you want to go in for 3 months internship, right? You will click on the link that we have right here. And I'll be attending to questions real quick. Just a minute. So this is the enrollment page once you click on 3 months internship. So you can see that we have one-time payments right here, 2 monthly payments right here, and 3 monthly payments right here. Click on 3 monthly payments if you want to pay in 3 installments. Click on secure spot. Once you click on secure spot, you will be redirected to this page. You can see the breakdown. You pay 3 times every month. Then click on proceed. Once you are done clicking that, you'll be redirected here. Type in your name, your email address, and your phone number. After you click on proceed, you will be redirected to the page where you can fill in your card details, right? There is a prompt for you to fill in your card details. Once you fill in your card details and your payment is successful, you will be redirected to this page to fill this form. All right. So once you come here, this is the last stage of enrolling. Fill the form with your name, email address, location, current status, and also if you want to switch your career. And click on next. Type in your phone number. Which internship program are you interested in? Select the program right here. Scroll down. Upload your payment receipt. Scroll down. Type in the name on the card that you used in making payments. Sometimes we use family members' accounts to enroll, right? So type that in. Then read the terms and conditions. Click on yes. Select the monthly plan, the internship plan that you went for. Did you go for 3 months? Did you go for 6 months? Click on next. And this is the final page. Do you want to split your internship into 3 programs, right? Into 2 programs. So what this means is you might pay for 6 months and you want to do project management 3 months, project business analysis 3 months. You can split it. All right. So once you select that, click on next. This is the last page, by the way. So when are you starting? August 9th. And how did you find out about Amdari? Type it. What influenced your decision? Type it. Now, once that is done, your payment is successful and you would receive your enrollment details, right? Like offer letter, job description, and everything like that. So once that is done, we will onboard you. So, okay, Ash, now what do you want me to show? I wasn't staring at the screen. What do you want me to show again? Can you come over again on how to make payments? Okay, Olurotimi. So I'll do that again. So this is the payment link that I dropped. Like I said, for anyone enrolling right now, you have an opportunity to take 3 crash courses for the next 4 weeks before your internship starts. So you don't pay for the crash courses, you take them on the website at Amdari. I'll show us that real quick. We have a lot planned for you in course of this internship. We also have a job board on the website. This is what the internship dashboard looks like. It is human-centric. You're interacting with your team lead, but you can track your progress on the website too, as you can see right here. So it's currently loading. So you can see it says Omomi, data analytics intern, and then this is, you see your daily goals here, how active you are in the internship. Are you in for 6 months? Are you in for 3 months? What's your progress, internship progress, and the projects you have going on, right? Is it 1? Is it 2? How job ready are you? This will also help you see how job ready you are, right? As you progress in the program. And you can also check your calendar for activities that you have. You can see the crash course parts. We recommend crash courses for you. This is when I come to learn. You can see the job board also and your portfolio website. You have access to the portfolio website for life even after the internship. This is a portfolio that you can share with recruiters, right? You can put it on your LinkedIn. I'll show us that real quick. So this is the crash course page we have for data science. You can see all the crash courses here. Cybersecurity, business analysis. If you click any of these crash courses, we have a bunch of courses. Let's click on project management, for example. You can see project management fundamentals, introduction to project management methodologies. You take all this, you can see that we have a lot of it, and we're still uploading as many, right? You have access to all this for the next 4 weeks before your internship starts, right? So enrolling early also gives you access to have a head start, right? Because sometimes, so yeah. So let me show us how to apply for the internship again. I'm going back to that. So this is the link, right? Ashna and Olurotimi. This is the link. When you click on it, you will be redirected to this page. This page right here, Enrollment Center. Then you scroll down, right? Like I said, the discounts we have going on is just for the next 24 hours, right? We just kind of extended it, right? So it's for the next, so if you take advantage, and for every program, we also still have limited slots because we want you to have quality, right? So if we have a lot of people, might be a lot for us, right? So we want you to have quality experience. So when you click on data analytics, select any of these, and you will be redirected to this page, like I said earlier. This page. Oh, let's reload that. All right, so it's loading. Let's give it just a minute. So let's say you're enrolling for 3 months internship. Let's just come here, right? Let's say you're enrolling for 3 months intern, 6 months. So this is for 6 months. So okay, yeah. So this is for 6 months, and you can pay 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, or even 1 time, right? Just select the plan, right? It's the same approach for 3 months internship. It's just the amount and the breakdown that is different. 3 months internship only goes for £390, and you can pay £130 tonight, right? For 6 months internship, it goes for £750, and you can pay £150 tonight. Then you select the plan. Oh, I want to pay 5 times. Then secure internship. Then you are done with, you've seen the breakdown that you can work with, right? So you click on proceed, and then you fill in your name, your email address, and then your phone number, and then you click on proceed. Once you do that, you proceed to filling in your card details, right? And that is all. Your payment is successful, and you are redirected to this page, this form that I showed us earlier. And you can fill the form with your details, your information. It's that straightforward. Please confirm that you got that. Ashna and Olurotimi, is it clear now? Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, my LinkedIn handle. So let me also play testimonial for us. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn profile. All right. So yes, real quick, let's hear from Damilola, one of the people that got a job after the internship. In the course of the internship, she's still in the program. So let's quickly hear. It's just 2 minutes. So if you'll be enrolling tonight, please ensure you fill the enrollment form. All right. So once you're done enrolling, fill the enrollment form.